Wow, I think I actually got it on time.
You did.
On the comments page. That was exciting. Laura Nettles, Desiree, how is everyone?
Hello. Alive.
Yes.
I love your top, Laura. I was waiting until we were live to be like, oh, look at that. Very on brand.
I love that.
Spooky.
Very nice.
It is spooky season. It's fall.
It is. I don't care what anybody says.
It's 62 degrees here.
Wait, what? Oh, it's 72 here, so.
It's 89, 92 or something. I don't know.
I would have melted down. I would have melted. My lovely and talented regular co-host, Laura, and our guest co-host, one half of Desiree, Desiree Ortega, your own coffee reading writing. Hello.
Hello.
Intro yourselves while I pull up some of our chatter comments from chat. What am I talking about?
Chatter comments. I like it.
Chatter comments.
All right. I'm Laura Nettles. I am writing contemporary romance under the pen name Samantha R. Silverstone. I have one book out called Heart Notes. The second one comes out tomorrow called Memorized Heartstrings. So keep an eyeball out for that.
Yay!
Yeah, they are like 6.5K reads. So short.
One
do you have a
short
link?
But fulfilling.
Do you want me to drop the link? Because are you pre-ordering this one, or is it just grab it tomorrow? Oh, drop that link, girl.
Okay.
Drop there and buy it. We got new releases from everybody. What else is going on with you, Laura? You're always doing all the things.
I know. Mm-hmm. I will be on Shannon's podcast thing coming up, where we will be talking about how to get book reviews and endorsements by Linda Sterling. My bookmark. But yeah, this. Oh my gosh!
Is it good?
Super helpful. It has lists of places to get people to review your books. It has templates on how to write your email to people to help get them to do your promotional blurb that you want to put on your cover, or to get reviews and stuff. It's been really helpful. So we're recording that tomorrow. I'm not sure when it comes out. But yes.
She saw me earlier.
I can't wait. Esther?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And then Sunday, I will be doing the Hell's Moving Castle with Nia.
And Writer's Room. You're in 2 places on Sunday. Did you know that?
What time is Writer's Room?
I have no idea. I can change it, though, because it's just us. We're
yeah. Writer's Room, we are going over the first chapter of my middle grade horror called Seeds of Doubt, which I hope to query soonish.
It's so hard for me not to say what I want to say right now, but I'll say it on Sunday. You'll have to wait.
So now you guys have to go because we need to know what was Barrett going to say.
Yes, there's so much to say about it. I can't wait. Okay. Yes. Hi, everybody. Hi. I'm so glad to see everybody. Tiffany, thank you for the birthday wishes from Esther and JC and all the peoples. Thank you. It is tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. I'm just going to sleep and do nothing but read.
Oh, beautiful.
I know. I get rid of my husband all day. I'm like, so many things. Des, have you done an intro yet?
Not yet. You should. One out there. Hello, friends. I am Desiree Ortega. I am one half of Desiree, the pen name I co-write under with Tiffany TL Russ Lifestyle. You may know her. And we have a few series out already on Amazon ebook, available also on Kindle Unlimited. So right now, we just released the first book in a new series called the Women All-Star series. So if you're into sports romance, then definitely go and check it out. And if you've read any of Desiree books, I highly encourage you guys to leave us a review. They help us tremendously. So either on Amazon, Goodreads, BookBub, wherever, Storygraph. I'd really appreciate that. And that's me.
Yay. Well, so I was a wee bit on the slow today because of work. So I didn't get all of the links in the description box yet, but I will on the first sprint when we do our first story. But I will update all of those. But I just dropped the newest one for Desiree in chat. And I saw Laura Nettles did just above for the one that's coming out tomorrow. So get out there and buy the books and please review, folks. I've got to do a bunch of reviewing this weekend because I got to catch up. because I do them in batches.
Smart.
I do like an hour's worth of like as many as I can. Yeah. So I'm doing that tomorrow. But do that. It really helps and it makes a big difference for everybody. So yes. All right. I mean, let's tell everybody kind of what the deal is. If you're new, so what we do is we throw out 2 romance prompts tonight because we're going a little shorter, but 2 or 3 romance prompts, and we take a random amount of time and everybody writes and you do your best to finish and then we share it. Or you can, if you're out in the audience, you can send it to us to read, or you're welcome to come up and read your piece if you want to. Just let me know on Instagram. I will put the banner up so you can see my name on the Insta. Just shoot it to my Instagram, which I have open, and I will pull you up on screen and let you read your short story. Laura Nettles, you have admin power. Do you want to pull up our first prompt? You can decide if you want to do 1 or 2. We have 2 for you tonight.
Let's do one.
What do we want to say this theme is? It's like employment themed, kind of.
Okay, so like those business romance, maybe?
Kind of. Yeah, well, what was happening was I was at a work retreat all day and coming up with prompts. So I was employment-based.
Co-workers.
The first one I kind of thought could be a lot of fun. So he has a secret spot for thinking on the roof of his loft. Today he lost his job and the first place he heads is his spot. Except today someone is sitting there. What happens next is a surprise.
Ooh.
So picture it. You've got the city skyline. It's perfectly serene. It's your place you go to when you want to be alone. Nothing would make you happier but to be alone today. And there is someone. Do you push them off?
They appear as a cat at first and then transform into a person?
Paranormal romance, why not?
See, exactly. Why not? I was going to say, like, do you push them off the roof? Do you not?
But if like they're gorgeous and stunning,
this
and
whole thing is a movie set.
Oh, like the Truman Show?
Like the Truman Show. Oh.
So when they get pushed off, they land on the
big
thing.
I
big
like
inflatable thing.
that. What was that book again, Laura?
This one is How to Get Book Reviews and Endorsements by Linda Sterling.
Nice. I want to check it out.
Okay, and Tiff, hope you're feeling better. R.I.P.
Yes. Oh, ankle. Ouch.
It's supposed to be at their most beautiful event in St. Louis ever, you all. It's this event in our park, which is 3 times the size of Central Park, huge. And they do these giant air balloons right at sunset. So it's like beautiful and they're well lit. And she was going to go photograph it. We were sure she was going to find her a man.
Have her meet cute there.
Right. Instead, she ended it the way my story would end. My AC is out again and our bank cards are halted and on reorder.
Oh,
grr. Okay, we will.
Okay, friend.
Game on. We will. I'll write everything with a small town twist so I can use them for my Sky Winter books. Yay. Please do. I love that Laura came up with a story on one of these. I mean, although Laura, she can do anything. She's amazing.
The last one, that was from Tiffany's Saturday Shorts, is going to be my first fall story.
Well, is it really good? I love how you do that.
Oh my gosh. Freaking A. Can I be you when I grow up, Laura?
Really?
I'm over 1,000 words into it, and it's in Toronto with toques and poutine, and
I love poutine.
And yeah, that one's a rebound romance with a guy who's so for that one, the guy's visiting Toronto. He was coming to propose to his girlfriend, but she broke up with him a few weeks before. But he already had all the tickets and hotels and stuff paid for. So he just went by himself. And this girl's like, hey, you're cute.
How you doing?
Exactly. Do you need a rebound? And he's like, are you serious?
Dribba.
Okay.
Well, here is the deal. I am going with Laura Nettles. Oh, you're so famous. Laura, you have ads on your timers.
But I don't get anything.
I know.
It's just YouTube.
Such BS. Okay, we're going to use one of Laura's timers. You got between 0 and 30 minutes, folks. Choose the time in chat. First one I see is one we're going to go with. So you can choose anything between 0 to 30 minutes, and that is our time to write our prompt. We'll see what the people say. 30. Oh, wow. Des was my girl was ready. She was like, I'm going to get every second of that 30 minutes.
I need it. I don't
You don't write fast?
I'm not Tiffany or Laura.
No,
I can write fast. It's that I don't get concepts and ideas like easily. Like once you give it to me, I'll execute it. But the whole like coming up with genius, it doesn't come to me like it does to them.
Well, it's hard. I mean, sometimes they sneak, sometimes they don't. Hi, Sako. Been a long time. How are you, friend? Oh, hi, Katie and Wrights. Hello, friend. Been a long time. How? Yeah. Well, let's.
We can go with the next one.
I was gonna say, do you want anybody to give you an arc? Like, we could ask the audience to throw out an arc for you that you can write on that if you want.
It just needs 15 minutes to think and 15 minutes to write. Honestly, Esther, yes.
Well, you got it. You got it. We got a full 30 minutes. Here is sharing the screen. This is the lovely, talented Laura Nettles fall timer because it's fall, y'all. We're talking about it. It's the first day. So you got 30 minutes. The prompt is he has a secret spot for thinking on the roof of his loft. Today, he has lost his job, and the first place he heads is his spot. Except today, someone's sitting there. What happens next is a surprise. So write the prompt. If you want to join us on screen, hit my Instagram up and let us know you have want to come on and read yourself, or send me your story through Instagram Messenger, and I'll read it for you, or Laura will read it for you. And we'll see you on the other side. I can't wait to see what you come up with. The clock is ticking. Okay. Damn it. I ran out of time. All right. How did everybody do? We deserve a break.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
I couldn't finish. I only got to the meat. I spent way too much time building up. I don't know. I got lost on that one.
Yeah, I needed more time for sure.
I feel like I'm going to turn this into a real story.
Yeah, I need to proofread it too because I don't.
Mine's garbage.
Just
absolute garbage.
Bleh.
Same. Nez and I are going to be on one level tonight, and Laura's going to smoke. Just wait.
Pretty much.
This one is all built up too.
Oh,
okay, good. So this one felt like you had to tell a little bit of the story before you got to the, right?
Well, the meet cute has happened, and it's building towards a romance.
Oh, good. Okay.
See, I decided to go a little towards the season of spooky, which surprised me, but so we'll see.
Well, I'm excited to hear that. That's kind of got me excited. I'm going to real quick say hello to some people that popped in. Let's see.
Really?
RC Scott popped in. I saw Labyrinth of Timers. Hello, friend. Nick popped in. Hi, Nick. I'm sure Nick didn't stay long. Hello to Charlie. And all my best. Labyrinth of Timers was chatting it up. My dear friend, Margaret Bernard. Hey, friend. I threw out there that Margaret, your postcard did come, and then I let everybody know, did you know you can get postcards from Margaret too? It's a tier on her Patreon, and I have done it for like a year and a half now. It's cheap, but I get a postcard from her every month, and I look forward to it. It's so much fun. So it's an interesting idea to stay connected with readers. Anna, hi, friend. Welcome. I'm glad you love the prompt. I know someone else said, hey, I'm going to need more time to write to that. Look, we were just talking about not getting the story done. It doesn't matter. You can take the next prompt and write on it. People did that last week, and that's A-okay. You can come back 2 weeks later and be like, hey, I finished that prompt, and I'm probably going to read it. So how about that? So take your time. It is not a race. Do your thing, and we'll be glad to read it. Hello. Long time no see. Hello. Glad you're back. Okay, does anyone want to read from on screen? I will remind everyone out there in the audience, if you want to share with me, get in my Instagram, which I closed. Fail.
Good job.
I was putting in all of
one job.
I know. I was putting in all of Dez's stuff in. Oh, yay! Eva sent us one. Yay!
Yay!
Perfect. Okay. So Eva sent us one. We'll read that. So we have Eva's. I have one I'll read, but it's like a half-baked deal. But I'm definitely going to share it and get your feedback, people.
Mine's a mess, but I'll share it. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, right? It's like we don't have any feed.
Mine is 642 words.
Mine was 604. Yeah. Oh my God! I almost X'd out of the entire.
Finally. Oh, that would have been.
That would have been hilarious. It just would have been like, bye.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, does anybody else have any out there that they want to share? Now's the time to share. Otherwise, who wants to go first of my lovely on-screen talent?
I can go.
Do it, Laura. Break us in. We'll go round robin this time, and then I'll read Eva's at the end.
Done.
Okay.
This went more melancholy than I intended.
Oh.
All right. It's called The Thinking Place. Working title. I'm sorry, but we have to let you go. Today is my last day, too. Jeremy's heart fell as the HR manager held out his hand for Jeremy's key card and fob. They plunked into the man's palm with a note of finality. Jeremy was now unemployed. Again. For the third time since the lockdowns and now strikes. We've cleared your desk for you. Thank you for all your hard work. In a daze, Jeremy left the room, picking up his cardboard box of a framed photo, containers of teas, and vintage teapot and cup. The drive home was a blur of colors and shapes. The only thing spiraling in his head were the words, "Let you go." He needed to be alone, to think, maybe pivot into a new line of work, go back to school, keep on the same path. In a blink, he was unlocking the apartment door. With a sigh, he placed the box of his belongings on the kitchen counter. Nothing sounded good right now. He needed fresh air. Locking the door, he trudged up the stairs to the rooftop garden, then around the corner to his thinking place. It was a secluded alcove alcove where he could smell the flowers but remain out of sight if anyone else came up here. But not today. As he rounded the corner, he stopped dead in his tracks. There was the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen. Long red hair flowed in the breeze. A summer strappy dress with a small printed pattern was spread around her on the concrete ledge. She was dangling her legs off the side while resting her arms and chin on one of the railing rungs. As she noticed his intrusion, her green eyes cut to his. "What do you want, stranger?" she asked, voice slightly raspy. This is my thinking place." Jeremy's words tumbled and tied together as his heart fluttered. On closer inspection, her eyes were red-rimmed. "Oh, sorry." She looked down to her lap morosely. "Do you mind if I borrow it a little longer? Today's been shitty." The sobering thought that the world didn't revolve around him, and bad things happened to even the most beautiful of people, hit him in the chest. "I need to think as well. Mind if we share?" Her tired eyes gave him a calculating stare. "All right." She scooted over a few inches, making room for Jeremy to sit on the ledge with her. With a groan of relief, Jeremy sat himself down, crossing his arms on the lower railing as well. The view was spectacular, looking down on a mix of buildings, trees, and a lake in the distance. Church bells tolled from down the street, and a breeze carried the scent of roses and lilac. It would have been perfect, if only. "My boyfriend left me," she whispered. Unsure if he was supposed to have heard her, he whispered back, "I lost my job again." Their confessions twined on the breeze, mixing with shared melancholy. After an hour, she got up and left. The next day, Jeremy went back to the thinking place, half hoping the woman would be there again. He distracted himself from his current predicament by imagining backstories for who she was, why she was single, and what goddess she was a reincarnation of. The garden was empty of people, but there, around the corner, was the woman. She was sitting in the same position as last time, but now wearing shorts and a loose t-shirt. Without a word, she scooted over once more. This time, he broke the silence. "I'm Jeremy," he said, still looking out at the view. "Alyssa." Her response was quiet, but reassuring. "Was he a jerk?" he asked. "Yeah." "Did you work hard?" "Yeah." A comfortable silence ensued. That's all I got.
That, folks, is why Laura is my guest host.
Hell yes.
Not my guest host, my regular host.
Damn. Yeah, you're regular, not your guest host. You're permanent host.
I worked all day. Laura, killed it. So someone said, "Is she a ghost?"
No.
Okay.
But you could do that. I mean,
you totally could.
I could have heard that and been like, "Oh yeah." Wowza.
The painting of the whole view and the imagery, and just I liked Eva said the confessions. I love the confessions.
Same. So okay, I'm gonna read mine, then I'm gonna send Laura Eva's so she can read Eva's. I'll go, then Des will go, then I'll have Laura read Eva's, and I'll read Deirdre's. Awesome. So if anybody else wants to send it in, and then poor Des will have to read that one. We're just we'll go round robin. It's like popcorn reading. Okay, so I'll read mine real quick, and then Des can take it away.
Alrighty.
All right. He was fired. After 12 years, he couldn't believe that he was just dumped like that. Laid off is a really nice way of saying fuck off. He had managed to keep from crying, but he wasn't sure he was going to make it up in the elevator to his apartment before he threw up. The acidic bile rose up in his throat, but he forced it back down. He glanced down at the cardboard box in his hand and figured, well, he could Ralph in that. What did he care if his picture of Whiskers, his Star Wars bobblehead collection, and top customer service award plaques were the victim of his anxious belly? Come to think of it, he was going to smash those stupid customer service awards plaques as soon as he got home and puked. Ding. The elevator doors opened, revealing the landing with the reclaimed hardwood floors, simple gray walls covered in cheap abstract art, and exposed ductwork. It normally never left him feeling cold, but tonight the entire building felt cold. The one place he knew wouldn't leave him feeling that way was his spot. He'd stumbled onto it one night while trying to avoid the most annoying person in the building, Eric. He always tried to avoid Eric if he could manage it. Eric was an A-gay. Handsome, confident, and likable. The antithesis of everything Ben was. Grumpy, awkward, and unapproachable. Ben dropped his keys into the bowl by the door, slung the box to the ground, and headed to the kitchen to grab a beer from the fridge. Okay, maybe 3 beers. He took off his tie and tossed it to the ground and unbuttoned the top 2 buttons of his shirt. He checked that his front door was unlocked before heading to his spot. The back stairwell to the building went straight to the roof access that was for maintenance only, but left unlocked. It also had a stellar view of downtown. Ben felt the last 2 flights in his glutes as he approached the landing to his spot, his sanctuary in the city, his own slice of heaven. He threw open the door and nearly fell over when Eric, who had been sitting cross-legged on the pea gravel path to the HVAC unit, squealed before struggling to get to his feet. "You! What are you doing here?" Eric said through gritted teeth, his eyes bloodshot and his cheeks streaked with tears. And that's where I stopped.
No! Ah! I mean, Barrett, that was so freaking good. Oh man, you painted such a good picture.
I don't know. It's like, was this my life? I don't know. Did this happen? I have to go back to my past and be like, was this something I pulled out of my head? So yeah, so that's
Ariadne.
I know, I saw that. The gays have their moment.
The gays have their moment. I love it. Everyone is crying. Why?
I know. That was fun. It's like the firing thing's kind of fun for a setup.
Katie wants the pre-order link.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to write sex scenes first. I'm working on it. We'll be back next week to talk about it.
Mhm.
Okay. Yay. Okay,
Yes.
so thank you for the good feedback. Thank you.
So good. So
Thank
good.
you. I appreciate it.
That was rude, Barrett.
That was rude.
How dare you?
I know,
Peggy.
leaving us there.
Okay. Well, see, that's the thing. It's like these are fun, but number 2 is kind of fun too. I've been thinking about that one all day, so I'm like, that's the one I want to play with. But I won't be able to finish it either. Okay, Des.
All right, here
Take
we
it away.
go.
Give us what you got.
Okay, friends, here we go. Oh, we're going big. Okay. You didn't even make it so big.
Of course.
Okay. Sweet, lamenting solitude. That's all I needed. My hand pushed against the cold metal handlebar of the rooftop door. Bruce firing me was one thing, but Lorena watching it happen was damn humiliating. I'm sure she thanked her lucky stars that she turned down that date I offered last week. Stepping onto the roof, the wind picked up, blending smells of burning autumn leaves, fried foods from the bodega downstairs, and something else that was distinctly my city. The space was more home to me than the studio apartment I barely made enough to rent. Relief like a wave rushed my body as I turned the corner to my spot. And like lightning crashing down in front of you, I jumped back at the sight. Blood. A pool of it bloomed below a man with a young woman standing above him. She held a crimson-stained knife that dripped onto her platinum sparkling red boots she wore under a black trench coat. The boots were blinding and hard to miss, but that was the least surprising thing in this scenario. Do I run? Should I call the cops? Her bright blue doe eyes slowly panned over. It was the terrorized, pain-stricken look she was giving me that kept me from running. I didn't mean to, she whimpered before her body collapsed to the hard concrete ground. I lunged to catch her, but I was too far. She fell with the knife tightly gripped in her delicate hand. The man next to her was dead. There was no second guessing that. He looked twice her size. How did she overtake him? I knelt beside her, cautiously removing the knife from her hand with the sleeve of my shirt covering my fingers. I tossed it and glanced back down. A curiosity tugged that had me brushing back the auburn layers from her face. My heart squeezed inside my chest at her undeniable beauty. Her skin was soft and light as porcelain with rose-blushed cheeks. Her lips were full and berry-kissed. I knew I had never seen her before. I would have remembered, but something felt familiar. On my shittiest day, I found a dark angel, and I felt strongly compelled to help her. Who even knew if she needed help? I didn't think. I took action. I tucked my arms under her and stood with her in my arms. That was too many arms. My mind created a barrier against logic, but I still heard the whispers of it trying to reason. Why was I helping a killer? If she took that guy down, she could easily take me out next. Yet some tickle of awareness in my gut told me she needed me. I glanced behind my shoulder one last time at the dead body. One problem at a time, I told myself. One problem at a time, I told myself, and struggled to open the roof door to carry her out and back to my studio apartment. Her bloody hand was tucked against me, which thankfully meant anyone who passed by probably wouldn't notice. Now, if Lady Luck would be on my side here, I'd appreciate it. I called for the elevator, waiting as my heart raced. I looked down at that ethereal face that rested on my shoulder. The elevator dinged. For fuck's sake. Old Lady Eleanor was in there, tapping her cane on the floor. Her eyes widened at the sight. She scooted far back as I walked in. I needed to tap floor 7, but she was in the way. Her wrinkled, gnarly finger jabbed 7, and silently we waited as the doors closed and the elevator traveled down. She was a floor above me. And that's where I ended.
No!
That was so good.
Thanks.
Love. Laura, I just sent you the wrong story in Instagram DM. I'm sorry.
Whoops.
I'm old. I'm about to forward the correct one. Bear with me. Okay, you two talks amongst yourselves while I fix the technology.
Fabulous.
I love the berry kissed lips. Like,
Yay! Yeah, I was getting to the romance. I mean, the romance was eventually, but we had some shocking situation that happened first.
you know, a little blood, a little stabby stab.
A little stabby stab.
So
You know.
technically dark romance?
I mean, I don't know. It could go many different ways, honestly.
I kind of liked it. I mean, I was like, I liked it, and I loved the voice. Like Eva, I think, said that, or someone said, I love the voice. Same thing. Loved it.
Yeah, I don't know his name yet, but he was fun to write.
Yeah, you should more of him. It was. I wanna see it through it. See, I think we need to talk, ma'am. Yes, you got all the love. Eva asked if there was a ghost.
Again, if there was another ghost.
You got several on the berry kissed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I know. Sorry, my bad. It's part of it now.
No, totally. I loved it. That was amazing. So
I like this more than the crying.
Is this one you might finish? Like, you think you'll go back to this, or is this just you played, you got it out of your system? Because that was a fun little. I would love to see where that goes.
Who knows? I mean, I do have some like Halloween holiday stuff coming up. Maybe I'd play with that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It may have been just something I played with, and yeah, it's out. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. Katie says, listening to these is filling the creative well. Anytime you want to write some and come up and play with us, Katie, you could just let us know and we'll shoot the link. You can come read it. Have her lose her memory until you know what happened.
Ooh.
That's kind of fun. Yeah, I like that. All right, Laura, I sent you Eva's, and then I'll read. Oh, we got a third. So I'm going to send this. Yes, perfect. I'm going to shoot this over to Des to read.
All right.
Don't worry about grammar and stuff. It's short. You know what I mean?
Don't
even. If you could see the copy I read from, it's awful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to send this to Des for Des to read, and then Laura, you've got Eva's, and I'll read Deirdre's.
So that he gave me the little heart reaction.
Oh, wait, hang on, let me look.
Hmm?
Yes, that's the one. You're right.
All right.
I got nothing.
He gave the little heart reaction to the message and closed his phone. His mom meant well, of course, but sometimes being told everything will be okay by your mom doesn't make it seem like everything will be okay. At least not at his age. Just a stone's throw from 40, and here he was, unemployed again. The heavy metal door gave its usual creak as he walked onto the roof of his studio. Hard days weren't new, not for him, and not for nearly everyone he knew. He set his beer on the roof edge and looked across the skyline, the humid summer night sticking to his skin and the cool city breeze blowing it off again. Dusk was just beginning. This was his spot. On the hardest days, he'd come up here with a beer or a joint or a good book, lean up against the wall so he could see the planes take off across the city, and just be. This time, however, when he turned to take his spot against the cold cement, instead of seeing the familiar layers of cinder block and metal vents, he saw her. "Oh God," she said, her arms to her side and her eyes to the ground as she was trying to will herself smaller than the space she took. "No, not God, just Sam. You okay, miss?" Her eyes were wet and puffy. She had a hard day too. Yeah, I'm fine, She sniffed and wiped her arm across her face. I shouldn't be up here. I was just taking in the view. She started towards the same door he had just come through. Sorry again. Wait. Her hand was on the middle door's handle when the word came out of his mouth. He hadn't meant to say it. She turned to face him. Yeah? Stay, he said. The view gets better when the sun goes down. Ah!
Oh, that was a perfect way for it to end too, though. Oh,
That was a complete, Eva. You nailed it.
I love that.
Oh, wow. Love.
Nicely done, friend. Nicely done.
Someone said the joint. Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, go. You lost the job. It's a vibe. Like, please. Eva, way to go.
I love that, Eva. So good.
Yeah. And as I said before, you also got that voice. I can always, I don't know, I feel like I could probably always pick out an Eva piece. Yes. Not God, just Sam. Good line. If we submit for the next prompt, should we submit Google Docs? Yes. I feel like yes. Can I open that, Laura? Did I have an issue? I love how I'm asking Laura. Like Laura's gonna remember.
Just make sure that you give permission for anyone with the link to be able to open it.
The problem. Yeah. That was the problem. Yes. So make sure. Yes, Google Docs are cool. Just make sure you make it so we can all open. All right, we've got 2 more to read, and then we'll go to prompt 2. And I want to remind everyone, if you like prompt 1 better than prompt 2, write prompt 1 during prompt 2. You can take both. There are no rules here, right? It's basically.
You want a super challenge, turn prompt 1 into prompt 2 and make it a cohesive.
Whoa!
One of these days, I'm gonna make Laura do that. Like
with all 3.
Yeah, make all 3 1. All right, do you want to go next, or do you want me to read next, Deidre's, and then you go last? What do you want?
I'll read now.
Okay. You take it.
I have no idea whose I'm reading, but yeah, here we go.
Oh yes, sorry. Let me make sure, because I think the Instagram name is different than the YouTube name on that one. So did you guys? I have Shawnee Bish. Did you want me to?
Oh, that's Labyrinth.
Labyrinth. Okay, cool. I thought so. Okay.
Is that who I'm reading?
Yes, you're reading Shawnee's. Yeah, I'm making sure that's what I'm saying. Yes. Okay.
Okay, sweet. The only thing I've got to look forward to today is my favorite spot above my loft. My secret space overlooking the park pond few blocks from here. I usually only come out here during the times of enjoying myself, thinking about all the good things from the day. Today, however, not so lucky since I lost my job. At the coffee shop, some days at that place at the coffee shop, some days at that place, being a barista harder than others. Get one name spelling wrong and you're up a creek without a paddle, or in this case, without a job. I know she meant well when she tried to stop them from firing me after making all that fuss, but she could have just walked away. Miss Unhappy Pants, of course, didn't, and only made things worse for me. Hence, losing my job since the boss wasn't buying it from either of us. Once I arrived home, showered, and ate some semblance of a dinner, I took my piece of pie up to the roof with a glass of whiskey and had intended to spend a quiet sunset eating as I let the sunset quiet my mind. Of course, that is not exactly how it turned out when I found someone sitting on my roof in my spot. Well, just when we were going to see what happens, that's where it ends.
It happened. Yeah. You gave us the cliffhanger.
You get it. I know, right? The pie with whiskey. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right,
Margaret, that's what I'm talking about.
I love how we all have very different methods of self-soothing though. Everybody sort of had they grabbed a beer, they grabbed red wine, they got their joint, they got their pie and whiskey. Everybody had a poison.
Yep. Oh,
right?
The suspense, right? I know. I'm so curious.
Yeah, loved it. Thank
That
you
is
for
awesome.
sharing. Please share
Thank
more.
You, yes.
Do all the sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me read Deirdre's, and then we're going to the next prompt.
Excellent.
All right. Are we ready? I take the stairs 2 at a time, my boots echoing on the metal steps. At the top, I push open the heavy door, and a blast of mountain air greets me. This rooftop vista never gets old. The entire valley spread out below, surrounded by rolling green peaks. My secret spot to think. I let out a long breath, rolling my shoulders. I just got off the phone with the county zoning office. They're threatening to revoke my wilderness school's lease if I don't get the permits in order. Crap. How did I let the paperwork slide? 30 kids depend on my school. It's more than a job. It's my passion. Teaching practical skills, self-reliance, and environmental stewardship. Making a difference. I pace along the rooftop edge, gravel crunching under my boots. There has to be a way to fix this. The late afternoon sun angles across the roof. I stop short. A figure sits hunched against the far parapet, face hidden by a floppy hat. What the... My spot? Anger flares in my chest. I stride over, fully intending to tell this intruder to beat it. But as I approach, something makes me pause. The figure's shoulders shake slightly. Crying? Ah, geez. I scuff my boots, suddenly unsure. I don't want to disturb someone in a moment of need, but this is my place to think. I clear my throat. Hey, you okay over there? The figure startles, looking up. The most beautiful and fierce pair of green eyes glow under dark brows. A woman about my age, wearing paint-splattered jeans and a loose top. Something about her seems familiar. She swipes at her cheeks. Sorry, I didn't think anyone came up here. Yeah, it's kind of my spot. I shove my hands in my pockets. She scrambles to her feet. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I can go... No, hey, it's okay. I hold up a hand. I just meant, I come up here a lot to think. She looks unsure, shifting her weight. Her eyes are rimmed red. Something in me softens. Rough day, huh? She lets out a shaky laugh. You could say that. I gesture to the space beside her. Want to talk about it? She hesitates, then sits, tucking a strand of dark hair behind her ear. I settle next to her, and she begins to open up. The sun dips lower as we talk, casting the valley in golden light. Maybe this rooftop has room enough for two. She takes a deep breath, looking out at the sunset-soaked valley. I just had a huge fight with my mother. She thinks I'm wasting my time trying to be an artist, that it's just playing around. I need to get a real job. She shakes her head, her voice growing heated. But it's so much more than that to me. When I create, I feel alive in this way that nothing else does. And she just doesn't get it. No one in my family does. I nod along, listening intently. I can relate. My family never understood my passion for wilderness survival. Thought it was just a hobby, but it's so much more fulfilling to me. I totally get wanting to pursue your passion, even if others don't see it.
Damn!
Dearly.
That was, wow. That was beautifully written. Like, goodness.
Wow. Goodness. That was 30 minutes, y'all.
Right?
And my computer's dying. Pardon me while I plug in. Wowza bagowza.
That was really, really well written too. That was
Love
nice.
it. Like,
I love the golden light.
Yes, I can picture it, and and the two figures on the roof, and
yeah. Her descriptors were on point. Like, I could not say that word. Was it parapet? Parapet?
I'm glad you read it and not me.
Ma'am, I was like, we're gonna have to talk about these words. No, I can't say those $7 words. Get them back down to 4 to 5. That's my level. Man. So good. Oh, bye.
Morgan.
Oh, she said bye, everyone. Way to close the show.
Yeah. One more prompt.
Parapet. We have one more prompt. Yeah. Parapet.
Okay, so you did say it right.
I said it right. Okay. Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, the voices and the dialogues were so good. Yeah.
Right. Morgan, hello.
Hey, friend.
No worries for getting. Hi, Victoria, didn't see you come in. Hey, friend. Okay. Wow, everybody's like, whew, killing it tonight. So we got one more prompt left. Like, are we ready, Freddies?
You thought the first one had drama.
I know.
No. I don't know about this, so I'm about to be surprised, y'all.
This was my attempt at like an enemies to lover idea.
Ooh.
When two of the city's top divorce lawyers are on opposite sides of the biggest and most bitter divorce settlement in memory, the shocker comes when they can't pretend they don't feel something.
Ooh.
That is prompt numero dos.
Oh, damn.
So,
You know enough lawyer lingo.
See, this is where working in a law firm is going to help me.
Yeah, I'm like, this is where I would have to have hours of research to just get the language right.
But I think it's like I'm taking some inspiration from like Laura and Deirdre and Eva, who like did full complete arcs. It's like, okay, what they really do is they just don't get lost in all the detail and the things I love writing and spending time on.
I know I'm a long-winded writer. How do I write?
I'm like, I want to have a voice and like I want you to like think. Yeah. So okay. So how many? Okay, so timer. What are we thinking? The chat already threw time out. You'll need another 30 minutes. Eva said 35. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. So since I didn't throw it out yet, let's do this. We'll get a few ideas on the table. People are talking through some things we'll talk through. But at 9:17, so in 2 minutes, the first time I see in chat is the one I'm gonna take for the timer. So we're gonna talk about what people are throwing out in the meantime, lawyerly. What if perhaps the divorce lawyers were already divorced and have to pit against each other? Good. What if their exes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Add details after. I had a long time to edit. I just didn't. Okay. Okay. And what was this? And we can get another chapter.
Chapter from DJ, right?
Exactly. 35:30. Ma'am, you're early a minute, but that may be the one that I still see. So, because that's all I see on screen at the moment. All right. Any other ideas anyone wants to throw out there before we dive in?
If they are divorced, one of them could hold over the other one, like which one got the item in the split.
Oh, like a thing, not even like
I'm the one,
not even
who
a
got
pet,
the
like an
dog.
actual thing.
Like in a house or an apartment, like they're like something. Yeah, it's got to be like property. It shouldn't be a child. Let's do like house or apartment or like lake cabin or something that's like,
or even something really ridiculous, like something small, an item that meant something, and it's like the most ridiculous thing to argue over.
Like I'm the one that got the Rembrandt.
Or she gets like the baseball card that his dad gave him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like something like that.
And he's like over it.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna throw the prompt.
Oh, and she just held on to it to get a rise out of him because she just wanted him to feel something because he just kind of like checked out at the end of the marriage. So
he was just getting that check.
You love this card more than you loved me.
The ashes of their parent. Oh no.
Oh, Eva, dark. Funny though.
Oh no, their parent.
Right? I want to read that one.
I thought you said parent, and I was like, oh my
gosh. I'm keeping your father's ashes.
I went parent, but it was parrot.
It's parrot.
Okay, it was okay. I was totally into it the other way.
Y'all are evil to
these. All right, the last one I saw was Deidre. Was you?
Esther did 35-35, I think.
Oh, she did? Okay, we're going to do 35-35. Although, hang on, of course, I'm prepared. I didn't grab a longer timer. So let me run over.
Eating.
And that is very Christmas. So we're going to do this.
Ding, ding, ding,
35. Boop. Esther, why you got to pick one that it's like hard to get to? All right, so we're going to count down to the 35-35. The prompt again: when two of the city's top divorce lawyers are on opposite sides of the biggest and most bitter divorce settlement in memory, the shocker comes when they can't pretend they don't feel something. Well, darn it, guys.
Eva says dirt from a stadium that doesn't exist anymore. Tiny vial of dirt, millions of dollars and hours.
Yes, it should be that petty.
All right, here we go.
All right, see you all on the other side of 35. We finished. I did it again. I'm like Britney Spears. I did it again. Did nothing but set up a story.
Is my audio working?
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're here. You're here.
Yay!
Welcome back, Brian. All right, how did it go, friends? How was that one? What happened?
Mine was just getting to the thick of it, so I think people are gonna hate me where I left it.
Oh, I can't wait.
But it was kind of fun. I haven't written an enemies to lovers in a while, so I was like, ooh, okay.
Right?
Yes.
It's so fun. It's so fun. So there was self-publishing with Andy. Hello, welcome, friend. Welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Dolores said, I was just thinking Laura disappeared onto another universe.
Yeah. But I came back with popcorn.
Popcorn and
No, you're winning.
Tiffany.
Oh, I have chocolate. Thanks for the reminder.
I ate a cookie.
I want a snack.
I ate a cookie during that. Yeah, already got some tension here. Ruh-roh. Way longer when you're not writing. That's true. When you're writing, it's fast.
Yeah.
Thought about writing, but I just got done with my edits, and I'm not sure I would have time to rewrite the prompt. That's okay. No pressure, Tim. I sure as heck did it again. I know, same. If anybody wants to share, I think I got way into that. Yay! Let's share. So here's how you share. You go to the Instagram and actually send it to probably any of the three of us now. So whoever you want to read it to, send it to Laura Nettles Animation. It's in the description box. Same with Des. All of those are in the description box. So find them below and pass them along. Back from your universal. 364 words into this dang thing. Okay, good. That's good. Good progress. So of our three, do we want to go backwards this time, Des? Are you confident enough to go first?
I am not confident enough, but more like I want to get it over with. So I'll
then you go first, then I'll read, then Laura, and then we'll read anybody that wants to. Okay. So Labyrinth is asking who wants to read it. Whoever wants to is first dibs. Who wants it? Laura's got it. Laura's got Labyrinth. So Labyrinth, shoot it to Laura. So me and Des are open. If anybody else wants, sent mine. Okay, yay. Deidre sent one. So we've got one more that'll go to either me or Des. So Des, take it away. I'm going to make you big. Or do you not want me to make you big? Your decision.
No, don't make me big.
Okay. Fair.
It's like, because then I feel like I flub more.
No worries.
I hate reading out loud, but anyway, and I do it yet on Twitch all the time. Interesting.
Yeah, and you're good doing
We
it.
pay you to do it with points.
Yes. All right. Because I had to start it like this. I object. I stand on behalf of my client. The house was bought with the money left to her by her now deceased father, who signed relevant property to her name. Andrew was ridiculous and dumber than I remembered. If he thought his client was leaving with if he thought he was leaving my client homeless, he's the bastard that cheated. But of course, those in political power believe the world kisses the ground their loafers step on. He's a family man who can afford to be seen as the guilty party of a high-profile divorce. What Mrs. Laurent fails to understand is that my client managed the property with their income and has a say in who obtains legal rights to it. Andrew Laurent, I sneered in my mind. He had the audacity to use my old married last name when he perfectly well knew I had it changed back to my maiden name, Tompkins. The judge questioned if our current divorce status would become a conflict of interest in the case. Typically, it's frowned upon, but not against the rules. Doesn't hurt that I'm one of the city's top divorce lawyers. Well, I guess we both are. I refrained from rolling my eyes. It's been a back and forth battle that the public has hung on every detail, and the press has camped the doors, waiting for the faintest glimpse at the results of now day 4. Congressman Billiard isn't holding all the cards, though. His soon-to-be ex-wife is Olivia Poper Billiard, Secretary of State and current Woman of the Year. I exuded confidence, but inside I wanted to wring Andrew's neck. He kept sneaking in personal jabs only I would catch. We broke for lunch. The concrete steamed from the historic heat wave that was hitting downtown. Immediately, I peeled my blazer off and stayed in my lavender and cream sleeveless business dress. The humid breeze tickling up the back slit of my dress was actually welcomed. Laurent, I startled as his breath brushed my ear. Turning, I glared. Tompkins, you degenerate noodle. Grade A insults, darling, he grinned, polishing his plum on his gray lapel before biting into the fruit. Seriously, I got close to his face. Enough with the inside jabs. Be a professional. The formidable council of the East Side is rattled. Change of career, perhaps? He leaned on the tree by the hot dog stand. Grow up, Andrew. I shoulder checked him and approached the hot dog guy. I opened my mouth to order. Andrew chimed in. Double park, onions, relish, and chips. Actually, make that 2 with 1 Diet Pepsi. I know, atrocity. And a Coke. He glanced down at me. Far superior. I'm not ruining my lunch hour by spending it with you, I said, pulling out my wallet. I had no intention of spending it with you, he said and winked. My blood boiled hotter than eggs frying on this pavement. Remembering our therapy sessions during our attempt at marriage counseling, I took a deep breath in and counted to 3 before releasing slowly for 5. That shit never worked, he said, obnoxiously handing the guy his card to pay for both meals. I guess with what I made out in the divorce, I should let you regain some dignity and let you pay. I took my meal and walked toward the park to sit and have a moment's peace. Your woman is liked better than my man, but she's not getting the house. Andrew sat next to me on the bench. Looking around, there were countless empty benches in the vicinity. Clearly, he was in a mood today, and lucky for me, I was his favorite toy to mess with. Didn't divorcing you mean I didn't have to spend time with you? I begrudgingly bit into my favorite street hot dog. Even this, he wasn't going to let me enjoy. I want Petey for the weekend, he said out of nowhere. Facing him, my eyes widened. Absolutely not. He's my dog too. You never wanted him. You made fun of him, calling him derpy, I argued. His tongue lives outside of his mouth. I'm not entirely sure there's anything going on in that head of his. Then why do you want him? Why did you want the beach house, he countered. Unbelievable. I got up to walk away. You know what that place meant, he said, following. I can't do this with you. Not today, I said, picking up the pace. You don't even care, he said. So why not sign it back over to me? Whipping around, I faced him, causing him to abruptly stop, leaving mere inches between our faces. And that's where it ends.
So good, Des. This is it. The banter.
Oh, screw that. I had so much fun with it. I did.
Custody. Like, that was the not hotter than eggs. Yes. So good. So good.
Yay!
So good. Yes.
That was actually fun. That was fun messing with them back and forth.
Right? Wasn't that fun? Okay, I'm going to toss this up real quick because Dolores left to go over to Twitch. Check out that channel.
Yes.
And check it out. Please, please, please support one another and get there and enjoy it. Okay, that was, oh, see, look at this. That's my writing partner right there. Yes, love. That was so good. I love it. I love it. Demand to be finished. I want more. Yes. Okay, you're getting all that love. All right, so if you have one out there to read, shoot it to us. I think I've got one. Des could take one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I've got, I can send this one to Des if no one sends. So we've got Deidre and another one, so I can share if we don't get another one in, and then Des and I will each read one. We'll each have one to read. So if you've got one, don't be afraid. Send it in. Here we go. All right. I did not finish this one either, so sorry in
Knock
advance.
her socks off.
Oh, I don't know about that. Lower those expectations, Laura.
Knock my whole feet off.
Okay. Keenan felt like he was walking on air. He was going to love every second of handing Nathaniel Jefferson Walker Phillips III his ass. Never mind that Keenan sort of noticed that ass was high and tight. Not what he remembered from law school, when Nathaniel was Nate and he couldn't be bothered to brush his hair, let alone wear something to class that wasn't elastic at the waist. Keenan knew when Marianne Schneider Hughes waltzed into his office in her Christian Louboutin kitten pumps and black Donna Karan wrap dress that this was going to be a huge settlement. But he never guessed that Nate's client, Jeffrey Hughes, the multi-billionaire with a B, commercial property magnate, would admit in depositions that he had been raw dogging his assistant for the better part of his union to Marianne. Not only that, but the assistant was a hot little twink named Blade. First of all, who names their kid Blade? And second, is no one straight anymore? Keenan felt the blast of cold air hit him as he opened the heavy door to the courthouse. He deposited his keys, cell phone, and briefcase in a bin on the screening belt and stepped through the metal detector. Every fiber of his being was giddy at the thought of watching Nate squirm as the settlement was read aloud in court. He'd played hardball and threw out an obnoxious number that he couldn't believe they agreed to. Keenan settled into his spot behind the long cherry wood table. Carefully unpacking his laptop, cell phone, and notepad, he heard Marianne before he saw her. A dancer before she married her first husband, who died in a questionable tractor accident, Marianne didn't walk. She glided across the floor. Her expensive Gucci stilettos clicked quietly behind her. She settled in next to Keenan before whispering, "Shitballs, kid, did I hear that number correctly?" "Yes, and the beach house, use of half the plane hours each year, and access to the country club at the Palm Springs property." Keenan rattled off, not really believing it himself. She squeezed his elbow and squealed. Keenan hadn't noticed that Nate and Jeffrey had made their way in as well. "Hey there, Nate." "It's Nathaniel, Keenan. You know that." All rise for the Honorable Judge Keisha Morrissey. The judge sat on her dais and then said, "All right, counselors, do we have a settlement?" "Yes, we do, Your Honor. We've agreed to pay Miss Hughes $950 million in cash and stock, Class A, and deed to the house in Manhattan Beach, use of 1/2 of the jet time annually, and lifetime access to the club in Palm Springs." And that's where I ran out of time.
Oh, no! Dang it! Oh, that sounds so much fun, though. I'm like, oh, I want so much more. These people sound like they're going to be
hate one another.
I love that. It's so so
that
good.
Was fun. Those are fun. We got to do more.
That was fun, right? And I love your descriptions. I love so good.
Okay. So, Laura, take it away. And you had a technical difficulty in the middle.
I know.
You had a handicap, and you're still gonna kill it.
Of course.
I got 456.
Okay, go. Enthrall.
Okay. I started as Des did. "Objection," called the husband's lawyer. "That document was not submitted on time and therefore must be thrown out like the trash it is." "Objection," called the wife's lawyer. "The extension was obviously granted as it was a holiday weekend, not that you would know about celebrating holidays." "The document will be accepted," sighed the judge. "Now, Mr. Sampson, please stop objecting so often it appears you love the sound of your own voice." The opposing lawyer snickered, but she hid her painted lips behind her manicured hand. "And you, Miss Wilde, keep your antagonizations in check. You two are acting as bad as your clients." After the long day in court, they were finally adjourned. Miriam Wilde collected her notes and documents, bid her client adieu, and swept from the room. "Miss Wilde," called an all too familiar voice. "Miriam, wait." With a huff, Miriam turned to take in the form of her ex, the lawyer for her client's husband. He was as suave and put together as always, dark hair coiffed and sandalwood cologne just as seductive. "What do you want, John?" "Just wanted to compliment you on your Cerberus diatribes in there. Good to know your demonic gifts are being put to good use." His smile was all teeth, perfect white rows of potential targets. "And I want to compliment you on your expert use of hearsay. Truly remarkable, like if you had practice." Judge Chambers sighed as he passed them by, shaking his head. "Get a room," he mumbled. Miriam's eyes rose. "Did you hear what that old man just insinuated?" she scoffed. John's eyes narrowed. "I can't believe." Bam! A courier rushed by, knocking Miriam off her feet and straight into John's chest. His firm chest. The last time she had touched, she had been calling out his name and God's interchangeably. A tingle rushed through her as his arms came up around her in a protective embrace. It was so achingly familiar, the feeling of safety within his hug. "Snap out of it, Miriam. He's a no-good, worthless schemer." "Are you okay?" John asked, looking down into her eyes, hand going to her chin to angle her face every which way to inspect for damage. "I'll have that courier's head." "Leave it, John. I'm not yours to protect anymore." The words hurt as she said them. She forced herself to step away, extricate herself from those arms, and put a professional distance between them. John cleared his throat. "All the same. I said leave it." Miriam turned on her heel and left the courthouse. The smell of his cologne was too close, too familiar. She couldn't have him back. Didn't want him back. "You're lying to yourself." And that's all I got.
Laura, first of all, Liza.
I am squealing and screeching with you over there.
Miss Silverstone.
Oh my goodness. John got.
Yeah. All right, I gotta put up some of these comments.
Oh my God, I want these two on the page. I need to know more. Yep. Oh, that was
yes.
So freaking good.
I love the objection. Wait, this you're gonna love. Objection, the new AuthorTube anthology.
Check.
All the burns agreed. Bread for filth. Yes.
Oh, so good.
On flame. I object to. I object. You're objecting to
my objections.
Demonic gifts.
His gifts, I know.
So great, so great. The dialogue was killer. Get a room. That was so great. I know. I was like, no, not.
I loved it. The devil's
screaming his name and God's interchangeably.
Yes, so freaking good. So freaking good. But I love the shift when like she falls into his arms and all of a sudden his like protected. Oh, that's like for the romance community. That's like candy right there. What you just did. I'm like, oh, and then like checking to make sure she was okay. And oh my goodness.
All the things. Okay. That was good. So all right. Okay,
Plus
Laura.
I ate some ice cream and ate some popcorn.
Yes. I haven't had my chocolate yet.
Right? Okay, you got one, right, yes. Laura?
Yes.
So Des, did you get one or you want me to send to you?
Where did you send it? Sorry?
Ooh, I just sent to Des. See if it came. Google Doc?
But you sent it to my IG?
Yes, your IG.
Oh, okay, got it. Yes.
Got it? Okay, it's Ari's.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Laura, do you want to go first or do you want us to do it the way we did the last time? Des first. Your call.
Des first.
Okay.
All right. Where did I put the document? Here it is. I was like, wait a second. I have so many tabs open. I'm just trying to figure out which.
By the way, thank you to everybody new here tonight and the new folks that turned in stories. It's been great fun to hear your stories. I'm loving it. So please keep coming back and joining the party. Lots of fun.
Okay. Oh no. Am I going to butcher a name? I'm going to butcher a name. Is it?
Oh, it's Ari. It's Ari.
No, the name in the story.
Oh, story. Okay. Yes.
Kiana?
Sound out the name.
Kiana Burgess? Kiana? Oh gosh, help me.
I'm opening it.
It's said enough that I don't want to butcher it.
Oh, I would have said, Kiana, right?
Kiana.
I think Kiana. Let's double check. Are we getting
Kyenna?
Kyenna. So how would we pronounce this? Give us a phonetic.
Oh, yay! I'm so happy, Katie.
Yeah. Pronounced correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
Kiana. Awesome. All right.
And Burgess.
You had fun.
Burgess.
Okay.
Burgess. Okay.
Cool. We got it.
Here we go. We both know how this is going, Kiana. She stirs a pinch of stevia into her espresso with a teaspoon, glowering at me from glowering. Why can I not say that word? At me from across the patio table, smugly, seductively, or at least she's trying to be. We're enemies, technically, at least for this case. But it's been nearly impossible to feign like either of us felt too seriously about it until this morning. How the defense sought out the help of lawyer Diamond Burgess, and the prosecutor sought out the help of lawyer Kiana Burgess, a divorce case handled by the only married lawyers in all of Rhode Island. I stare down into the foggy contents of my iced tea, silent but frowning. I do in fact know exactly where this is going. It was unethical to talk about, to say the least, but that didn't mean we had folks breathing down our necks, listening in on every conversation about the case. And the teasing we shared between one another was innocent enough at first. How we'd win either way. How we should bet on the outcome anyway, just to stay competitive throughout the trial. Then the press got involved and things got stranger. I can see them now pressed up against the wrought iron fence that lines the front yard like caged animals. The news reporters, I mean. It was surprising to us at first that the headlines seemed to care more about us and about our marriage than they did about the marriage of our governor and his wife. The surprise wore off after maybe a few hours, and it became nothing more than annoying. So we did what anyone else would do. Door-dashed our groceries and hunkered down into the makeshift fortress of our house until the trial came. The trial begins today, and though the two of us still share a lightheartedness about the whole thing, a strange and solemn air has begun to settle down on the house and everything in it. I think we always get this way before a trial, but this one, I don't know. It's different. I watch Diamond now as she pokes around at her plate of scrambled eggs, only half interested. She's mastered her poker face. She tells me every once in a while over a bottle of wine on some late night neither of us will come to remember, but I can read her like poetry. She's scared, and I can't say I blame her. We don't know what the outcome of this trial will mean, at least for us. Our clients will lose either way. Divorces are never something you win, but neither of us can say we won't also be devastated by this. Camera shutters echoing off the front side of the house. Diamond hears them, and I know she does. Tries her best to ignore them, but I felt the emptiness on her side of our bed this morning. Neither of us could have possibly slept. It's maybe 7:30 now, and though the sun has only just risen, our time in not quite solitude is running out. In about an hour from now, we'll have finished eating and rinsed off the dishes, touched up our makeup, and slid on our jackets. We'll walk out the front door in single file and slip into our separate cars and make our separate journeys across town to the courtroom that, for better or for worse, could separate us. The weight of it all is settling deep into my shoulders now. The press, in all their infinite wisdom, has devoured us. Whoever loses this case will be ruined, and whoever wins will have only herself to blame. Diamond knows this too. I can see it in the tenseness of her jaw, in the rhythmic bouncing of her legs. Oops, I ran out of time, LOL.
Sorry. That was so good.
It was really.
It was kind of like heavy though. Like I liked. I was feeling it, but I was like, oh, this is heavier. Like,
I felt like this was like an old marriage that there was a lot going on that can be unpacked with this. I'm very intrigued.
I liked that. That was
good. Very well done. Very well written. Sorry I butchered parts. Really well written though.
Snaps, Ari. Loved. You got lots of great feedback. I loved this one. Read her like poetry.
I know. I like that line.
Headlines follow heat. That's true. Yes, that was lots of good.
It was really, really nicely done. I need the ending of that. Who wins? I know, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? All right, let me read Deirdre's, and then we will let Laura read our last one.
Woo-hoo.
All right. Are we ready? Am I ready? Okay.
Are you ready? I'm going to eat chocolate.
I'm scrolling. Okay. Oh, this has a racy kiss scene. Oh, okay. I don't care. I'm good. Thank you for the warning, though. Okay.
Romance, so.
Deirdre, exactly. Deirdre and this is nighttime. This is like an after dark stream. So Deirdre Ann Anderson. The conference room door slams behind me as I stride in, briefcase clenched in one hand, eyes fixed on the smug bastard across the table. Dane. Shit. I freeze mid-step, pulse racing. Didn't expect to see his pretty boy face here. He arches an eyebrow. Natasha? Fancy meeting you here. Did the firm not realize this was an important case? My teeth grind. Always an ass, I whisper. Focus. This isn't about him. It's about my client, Sandra, and that weasel of a soon-to-be ex-husband, Seth. Can't let Dane throw me off my game. I smooth my skirt and take a seat, avoiding his icy blue stare. Well, let's just get this over with. Sandra and Seth exchange puzzled glances. The tension in the room is thick as molasses. Dane leans back in his chair, all casual arrogance. No need to be so hostile. We're all friends here. Friends? I scoff. Is that what you call someone you ghosted after 3 years together? Sandra gasps. Seth squirms. This just got personal. Dane's eyes flash. You ended it, remember? Said you wanted to focus on your career. My cheeks burn. He's right, but I'd never admit it. Please, this isn't the time. Seth starts. We're negotiating my client's settlement, I interrupt, not rehashing ancient history. So touchy. Dane tuts. Why the attitude? You're not still hung up on me, are you? He flashes that cocky, infuriating grin. I want to smack it off his face. Instead, I smirk back. Don't flatter yourself. I got over you a long time ago. His eyes darken. Bullseye. I turn to Sandra, avoiding Dane's piercing stare. Now about those offshore accounts. The meeting drones on, but I can barely concentrate. Dane keeps finding excuses to lean close, his breath hot on my neck. hand brushing mine. Sandra and Seth fade into the background. Stop it, I hiss under my breath. Stop what? Dane murmurs. You're the one who's staring. I jerk back. Shit. I was staring at his lips. Get it together. This meeting is adjourned. I snap my briefcase shut and storm out before he can see how flustered I am. Damn him. Just when I'd finally moved on, Dane has to show up and dredge up old feelings, but I won't let him mess with my head, not this time. I take a deep breath as I step outside the conference room, trying to calm my racing heart. Damn Dane. Only he could get under my skin like this. I hear footsteps behind me and whirl around. Speak of the devil. We need to talk, Dane says, crowding into my personal space. I hold up a hand. I have nothing to say to you. Well, I do. He grabs my arm. Why did you run out like that? I yanked my arm away. Maybe because you were acting like an ass in there. Come on, Natasha, I was just teasing you. Oh, really? It felt more like you were trying to sabotage me in front of our clients. Dane runs a hand through his hair. That's not what I was doing. Then what, Dane? I throw my hands up. What do you want from me after all these years? He steps closer, his voice softening. You really don't know? My breath catches as he brushes a strand of my hair from my face. No, I can't let him get me again. This was a mistake. I turn to leave, but Dane grabs my wrist. Tasha, wait. I don't let him finish. I press my lips to his in a searing kiss, all the built-up tension and heat of the past few hours boiling over. For a moment, he freezes, then kisses me back hungrily. We break apart, breaking hard. The look in Dane's eyes mirrors my own, pure desire. Your place or mine, he growls. Maybe this is a mistake, but right now, I don't care. Yours. Now. I grab Dane's hand and practically drag him down the hall to the elevator. As soon as the doors close, his lips are on mine again, his hands roaming my body. I moan into his mouth as he pins me against the wall, already rock hard against me. God, I've missed you, he murmurs, trailing kisses down my neck. The elevator dings open and I push him back, catching my breath. Not here. We hurry to Dane's car, barely keeping our hands off each other. The drive to his place is pure torture. I squirm in my seat, squeezing my thighs together. Dane keeps one hand on my leg, his fingers dancing higher and higher before doing a quick shoulder check and pulling over. Fuck the room. Deirdre Ann.
Wow.
Holy shit. Oh my gosh. I was not prepared. I was not prepared. Bravo. Bravo. Right? Goodness. Excuse me.
I'm going to need a nice cool bubbly between my thighs.
And seriously, the comment, where is it? I live for it because it was me.
Which one?
1121. Ariadne.
Here, I got you.
No, up. I'd let that. No,
oh,
you had it.
Here.
That one.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Like, and then all the kisses.
Under my skin too.
Mm-hmm. And all of the kissing emojis before, and those were all before it happened.
Right? I am just.
Oh my goodness, Deirdre. Goodness. I warned you. Yeah, you did.
I did. Whiplash is right. Queen of romance. Hey. Well, right? Ma'am, that was fun to read.
That was fun. Okay. I was not ready for that. I was like, oh, okay.
That was fun. I wasn't sure where we were going, and then I was like, okay.
Well, we're going there. We're there.
Where we go?
I mean, hey, it's a romance.
How about that ending? The fuck the room.
I know.
Like, I am like.
Oh man, Tiffany, you know what line that made me think of, right? One of Desiree lines.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, well, that one was "fuck the bed," and it was just like forget. Oh, so good.
Okay.
A sexy peasant. Wait, what?
A sexy peasant.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Are you ready, Laura?
I am ready.
All right.
This one is short.
Okay.
I never thought in a million years I'd ever run into him again. That was until recently, when the case from hell strolled through my door, and at the time that I hadn't realized the enemy lawyers are in the same boat too. Only never thought it was my ex-husband, and we're pitted against each other. Oh, what fresh hell is this? Memories of our own divorce proceedings rushed through my mind as if a dam's broken from within my soul. Granted, it wasn't as bad as what we're having to deal with in being pitted against each other. I spilled my coffee over one of the other briefs. Great. Just great. Why is this happening to me? I mop up with anything and everything I can find, from Kleenexes, wadded up papers in the wastebasket. As I read further through the current brief, I start to think, what if I just let it slip casually into the trash? I mean, if I can't find it, I can't take this case. And if I can't take this case, I don't have to see my ex again. That's until the full length of a jet black-headed, stubbornly handsome man's green eyes peek around the door as they knock. Gee, my ex-husband has decided to pay me a visit. I thought as I faked a grin across my slightly pink cheeks, knowing full well that the coffee stain is clearly visible, and he would clearly start making fun of my klutzy when stressed nature. He was the most annoying man in the world, but my God, do those enviously green eyes still make this gal melt. Would I have him back? Well, only if he shut up for the rest of our lives. Possibly what caused part of our divorce is he'd always have to have the last word. Anyways, back to the thoughts on this case. And that's it.
Yay!
I was about to write, if you shut up for the rest of our lives.
I know.
So good.
It's like, it would be perfect. It would be perfect otherwise.
Never speak again.
Oh, it's fun.
Oh, good. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Way to go, Labyrinth.
Just slid into the trash.
I know, it's just
Casually in the trash.
magically. Oops, sorry.
Wind. I know, right? That was the
That
one.
was.
Gold.
Yeah.
That was so good. Oh,
That was fun. This was fun.
this is just good, not clean fun.
My favorite kind.
My favorite kind of fun. Wow, wowza. Everybody's so great. Okay, what else happened in comments? What else did I miss? You're getting all the love from people. Labyrinth.
Oh, wait. Did we?
Did we? Oh, Katie sent us one. Wait, did it come to me? Who did it go? It didn't go to me. So it might have gone to Des or Laura.
Laura, check.
No, not on Instagram.
Katie had one too.
I'll check.
Oh.
Katie, where'd you send it?
I don't see it in Discord.
Or do you want to join us, Katie, and read it yourself? I'll give you the link.
Ooh.
If you want to come read yourself. Oh, wait, did you request? Are you one of my requests? Oh, damn, you are. Shit.
Ah.
God, I'm the worst.
You had one job.
I know. That was me. Sorry, Katie. All right. Do one of you want to read it? Do you want me to read it? Who wants? Does someone else want to read it?
You're the better readers.
How about that? You're
Go
great.
Barrett.
Okay, I'm going to read it. Okay, here we go. All right, Katie, sorry about that. Here we go. Chloe had ordered a whiskey neat, but what sat in front of her was a whiskey straight up. Perhaps if she hadn't spent the last 6 hours poring over records, she would have chewed out the bartender for their clear incompetence. She could nearly hear Eloise's laugh in her ears. This is why you don't get the biggest settlements for your clients, Chloe. Always too nice. Chloe grits her teeth and downs the whiskey. It doesn't matter. It's only for a pinch of courage. Of luck? Which red do you recommend, darling? Chloe straightens her shoulders, stacks her spine, and sucks in his stomach. It shouldn't matter if she's gained 20 pounds since the divorce. Still, she can't help but try to squeeze herself smaller in this pedestal pencil skirt. Eloise always does this to her. She flips her hair over her shoulder, then winces. She had spent an extra couple of minutes in the bathroom earlier trying to get some curl in her limp blonde hair with her travel wand. But with that move, they're probably back to being stubbornly straight. Maybe it's better that way. Who's she trying to impress? It's better not to be Eloise, she hears Ashley's voice in her ear. Speaking of Eloise, Chloe catches sight of her leaning bar with her hip cocked. She's at ease in this environment of high-powered business suits, cocktail glasses, and shady deals. If it had been up to Chloe, they would have met at the greasy pub down the street, and at least then Chloe could have pounded peanuts while she waited. But whatever Eloise wanted, she got, including the golden locket around her throat. A ruby winked in the center. The chain shortened in the years since their divorce, and it settled in the delicious divot between her collarbones. Chloe swallows, her mouth dry, and she tries to wave the bartender over to refill her drink. He doesn't see her, too busy lured into the gravity of Eloise. Not even Chloe is immune to the aura of Eloise. And since Eloise is distracted, she lets herself have one quick sweeping glance. Not much has changed. Eloise is shapely and tall, her miles-long legs exposed in a skirt that is probably a touch too short for court. Her heels make her even taller, and Chloe's fingers twitch. She knows exactly what Eloise's strong and creamy calves feel like in those heels. She knows the path up her thighs, which were always eager to part, even in the courthouse bathroom. As usual, Eloise's nails, lips, and curls are bright red. Although she's chopped her hair and shaved the back and on the sides, but left a curled fringe hangs over her left eye. She blows it up and off of her cheek with a laugh as the bartender slides over her red wine. Jesus, that's still the same. Chloe rolls her eyes and looks away. "Chloe?" Eloise says, and the rough purr of her voice sends shivers up Chloe's spine. Still with a nickname, as if they aren't on opposite sides of the Ashley's divorce. A divorce caused by Eloise. Chloe squeezed her stomach muscles again and swiveled to face Eloise. "Good evening," she says, and Eloise snorts. So formal. Eloise sidles up to her as if she's trying to pick Chloe up for a night of debauchery, not talk about their respective clients' wishes. "That's not what we're here for," Chloe grits out, resisting the urge to twist her empty whiskey glass in her hand. Eloise leans into her space, making exaggerated moves to slide up onto the stool next to Chloe as she crosses her leg. The toe of her heel brushes Chloe's thigh. Eloise doesn't apologize, and Chloe is proud of herself for not flinching. "So, the Ashleys," Eloise says, lifting her briefcase onto the bar. God, that's going to get confusing fast. Entrepreneur Ashley Parker and fashion designer Ashley Wendell were married for less than a year. After the spectacular white wedding in Cancun and the adoption of a precious beagle named Oscar, it came out that Ashley Wendell was cheating. Chloe heard from her Ashley that cheating Ashley was screwing her lawyer, the one that sits in front of Chloe, oozing ego and charisma. To think, Chloe loved her once. My Ashley, Ashley 1 won't settle for anything less than, excuse me, no, absolutely not. Your Ashley is Ashley 2. Eloise's nose flushes. Chloe takes a deep breath and imagines smashing Eloise's head into the bar. She's proud of her restraint. The meditation must be paying off. Your Ashley is a cheater, therefore she is Ashley 2. Fuck meditation. She won't let that go. You are so fucking immature, Eloise scoffs. And you're a fucking bitch. God, Chloe wants to bite her. Maybe rip that necklace off with her teeth. Or maybe let Eloise wear it a while No! Chloe will not be doing that again. Eloise's grin is knowing, as sharp as a wolf's. There's a smudge of lipstick on her front tooth. It makes her a little less perfect. God, Chloe wants to get that crimson lipstick all over their faces. That's the Chloe I know and love. Eloise purrs again, leaning even closer. Her perfume washes over her, and Chloe makes the mistake of closing her eyes. Roses and amber and jasmine, all so familiar, but it's also laced with Italian cannabis and clove, making it sharp and spicy enough to make Chloe's whole body react. It is the special blend Chloe made Eloise for her birthday to celebrate their anniversary in Tuscany. Except that bottle broke behind the dresser, and their whole room had been soaked with the smell. It brings Chloe back to those sparkling nights in the tiny room, trapped in the scent as they made love, as Eloise whispered sweet nothings onto her skin, and Chloe told her over and over again that she loved her. "Are you still fucking Ashley too?" Chloe asks, opening her eyes. Eloise's head tilts, that stubborn curl catching her lashes. Nope. She pops the pea in the annoying way of hers. Good. Chloe snatches Eloise's glass and downs the wine in 3 quick gulps. Eloise's pupils expand, her eyes so dark now in the dim bar light. At least in the morning, she'll be able to blame her shitty decisions on wine.
Oh my God. Katie Ann.
Holy
crap.
Good.
That was amazing.
God, I know. I'm so sorry, Katie Ann. I'm new to like technology.
There was so much in there.
So great.
Oh my goodness. The
Yes.
detail. Oh,
You did all that in
for
that
real.
little 35-35?
For real.
That was a full-on story.
It was.
It was
And
amazing.
That
Turned out
was
like a lady
so-
loving.
So.
I didn't see that twist of sleeping with the client.
I know. I was
either.
like, oh, excuse me.
No. See, my type of gal, Chloe. So- They're struggle.
Tiffany knows me.
You're perfect as you. Oh. So good night, Ari. Good seeing you. Thank you for sharing. It was so good.
Yes.
Yes, Katie, that was just
So
so
pretty
great.
good.
I love their dialogue back and forth, the banter,
The
like,
tension,
all of it.
the
And I was like-
memories all intertwined. And
I love that the perfume bottle had broken behind the dresser.
yes, that
Yeah.
was so good.
so good.
Oh, just all the sensory overload goodness.
Yes.
Goodness, loved it.
Yes.
Yes.
All of the love. Look at this. I'm just gonna keep going.
Uh-huh.
It's like, you nailed it, Katie. You nailed it.
Very nice.
Yeah, very hot lady loving.
I know, so good.
Yeah. Yes. Love. That was so good. Okay, sorry. I need
Yay!
everyone to finish these stories so I can read them. Like I said, apology, objection.
I know that's going to be the anthology name.
So
Done.
good, Katie. Thank you so much
Oh,
for sharing. And next time, sometime, come join us and read it. 'cause-
Please do. Please do.
Whoa. Wow. We got some
Yay.
talented friends in our midst.
Just a
Yeah.
few, right? Just a
I
few.
know. Everybody's some sauce. Katie, we're following each other, so that won't happen again. Sorry, friend. And in the future, I will look in requests. I'll think about it. Sorry. That was amazing. So we will do this next Friday because this is a thing we do on Fridays. And Laura and I will be here and we will coax people on screen with us to come on. We're going to stick to 1 or 2 guests just to keep it to the writing mostly and less of the like off-topic chatting. We're just going to try to like write the thing and then share the thing and give feedback on the thing. So 1 to 2 people a week. If you want to join, reach out to Laura or myself and we will get you a link, get you on here. And it's on my channel, so it'll probably be coming the day before you're here, if you're lucky. Otherwise, and you're like, Des, it'll be an hour before you get here. So you just wait and see. You never know. And you're welcome in advance.
Just keep you on your toes.
Exactly. So, but we'll do it Friday nights. It's normally going to be 7 to 10. Tonight we did a little later because I had a work retreat thing. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for the early birthdays. I appreciate it. It's tomorrow. So
East Coast time, your birthday's almost
I know. In like
here.
2 minutes. I know.
Yes.
So this was amazing. Des, you have to come back and play with us.
I honestly really enjoyed this. Was a lot. I didn't know what to expect, and I like haven't been put on the spot that much to do things, so I was kind of nervous, but I was like, oh, it was fun.
It's fun. And then you've got like the beginning of a story sitting there. If you
Yes.
you know.
Right?
So,
You never know where they can go, for
just
real.
Very true.
So before we go, I'm just going to say one real quick thing. So I put a bunch of links in the description box, but I'm going to throw this out there one more time. I've got Des's GoFundMe down there. Check that out if you don't know about it. It's down in the description box below. I know it's tough to give, now and always, but if you can, please do. But there's lots of people in the community that need help right now, Felicia and others. So again, if you know someone who's needing something, do what you can. And if you can't give, reach out to someone and show them a little love. They can appreciate it. I'm grateful to you guys for being here. I'm going to let you both outro. Thank you, Laura, for being my host. I can't even imagine how crazy that is because I'm so disorganized. But I love you for just rolling with it and being like, well, he's going to show up, I think. And here I am. So, all right, I'm going to pass it around for everybody to do their outros. Take it away.
I'm Laura Nettles. Under the Laura Nettles name, you can find my horror. Under Samantha R. Silverstone, you can find my contemporary romance shorts. They're short stories on Kindle. They're in KU. The first one is called Heart Notes. The second one comes out in a couple of hours called Memorize Heartstrings. So the first one, she is a chemistry major in college, and they find each other through a bulletin board at a cafe. Hence the first prompt-a-thon thingy we did. So yeah, it turned into a full thing.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited. And tomorrow, right? Book 2 tomorrow. So don't miss it, friends. Linked below. Des, tell them all about it. And all of your links are below as well.
Thank you, friends. Hello, Desiree M. Ortega here. I write under the pen name Des Lorre, which I am one half of the co-writing duo with Tiffany TL Rust Lifestyle. You know her in the chat. You know her in the community. And we have multiple books out. So you can go check us out on Amazon. Currently, we have ebooks available, and you can read them on Kindle Unlimited for free if you have Kindle Unlimited as well. There's so many little things, but my brain's going blank. So thank you guys so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
New book linked below. I also linked each of their series below as well.
Thank you. Yes.
Go to Neighbors.
There's a little of everything for you. If you like sports romance, if you're not into sports romance, we have Neighbors fun. We have Business Lovers fun. We have Downtown in Love fun. All the things.
So good. And do not forget Tiny Shivers and Laura's. Thank you, everybody. Deidre also has some books out. Deidre, if you want to drop some links, do it now. I love you all and appreciate you. We'll see you next Friday. Don't forget about Writer's Room on Sunday. We're going to be talking about Laura Nettles' book, which is, spoiler alert, is query ready. So, spoiler.
Oh, yay!
But we're going to talk about it on Sunday. So, get ready. And I think we're going to read a little bit of it because it's so good. Yeah. So, anyway, can't wait for that Sunday. We'll see you then. Love you all so much. And we'll see you next week. Bye.